Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to our Battlebond box opening video. Today sponsored by Grand Slam Comics and Collectibles, as always. Go check them out, guys. Their link is in the description below. They have done so much for us, and we cannot thank them enough, and a small way to do that is to make sure that you guys actually go look at their page. They have a Facebook page link down below. I know they're working on updates to a website as well. Get this stuff out of here, and yeah, they've really done a lot. They've got renovations are basically done for the store. I know they're still working on a few small things, but overall everything's kind of taken care of at this point, and it looks fantastic. Honestly, it's absolutely fantastic. I actually worked at Grand Slam years and years ago, and since then, obviously, it's under new ownership. Excuse me, and they've really taken it one step further. It's fantastic. So, with that out of the way, though, I do want to talk about Battlebond. Obviously, we get to finally open some of this. The set looks fantastic, and honestly, I don't know how I feel about this. I thought at first I was like, oh, it's probably not going to be that great. But then looking at the spoilers, it was like kind of amazing. So I'm really excited for this. Hopefully we get some really good pulls. We'll probably not go through the commons and uncommons too much. We'll probably go through uncommons maybe just because there are quite a few decent ones. But I do want to go ahead and say the pack order is different. So we're actually going to get our token, our land, and then whatever foil we get, if there is one, and then our rare comes after that. So it's going to be a little bit different. That does kind of make it easier because we could just skip the second part of the pack, though. So we'll go through this and hopefully get some really good pulls. So our first, already a good one, Pure Imaginative Rascal. This is one of the new partner cards. And so with the partner cards, you actually get both of them in the same pack. That way you and your partner can actually draft them at the same time if you'd like. So Pier is actually partnered with Toothy, so you get both in that pack. Those are our rares. And then I believe, yeah, you only get 2 uncommons if you get 2 rares. So Cheering Fanatic and Spectral Searchlight. And we'll just briefly go through, nothing too crazy there. Overall, this set is insane. So I've actually already opened a box, and at Mythic we have things like Doubling Season, which is sort of the chase card for this. Our rare here is War's Toil. And then there's also things like, what was it? True Name Nemesis. That was the other one I was thinking of. As well as a few very new cards that look fantastic as well. And then at rare, there's also some great stuff. Core Spirit Dancer is a great reprint. Mystic Confluence is also great. Play of the Game. I love this card, by the way. We talked about it on the podcast. There's a lot of good stuff. At Uncommon, I'm happy to say there are things, oops, put these in the wrong pile. There's really good pulls like Chain Lightning, as well as Swords to Plowshares, and probably my favorite, Spell Snare, is in here. I really like Spell Snare. I've been hoping for a reprint, and finally we got one. Here is a brand new land, and this is actually foil Luxury Suite. This is a buddy land, basic. All right, I think that's what we're calling them. Might be wrong on that, but basically if you have 2 or more opponents, this is just an untapped dual land. Really good. I'm actually super stoked to see that in foil. We also have a Vigor as another rare. But yeah, so really good value kind of all the way through. Common, there's not so much. I mean, there's a few decent cards, but nothing of any real value. But still, like, it looks to be a really good set. I'm excited. I think I say this hesitantly, but Together Forever is our rare for this one. I say this hesitantly, but I believe we're going to try and put something together at Grand Slam. By the way, I keep doing this, and I really need to not. Where we actually get to play some Battlebond. So I don't know if we're going to film that or not. We will see how that goes. I do hope we get to. And if we can, we'll definitely film it. That way we can show you guys and hopefully have a fun time with that. New Scrap Mob. We haven't hit any of the great uncommons quite yet. And honestly, our rares, aside from... Well, we've actually had a decent number of rares, actually. Okay rares, I should say. Nothing of crazy value. Something I did want to mention with this, and I don't know if this... Ooh, we got a foil Rock's Brute. And our rare is Sentinel Tower. Something I do want to mention, if you haven't opened Battlebond, the cards feel very different. So I believe we talked about this in a ramble video, but Wizards finally did announce that they were going to basically change up and hopefully fix some of the issues. Archon of Valor's Reach is our rare. Some of the issues that we've had with card quality recently. Over the last few years, obviously, it's dipped quite a lot. We're getting print mistakes that are just off the charts. I mean, the inking is terrible in some cases. A foil Azra Oddsmaker, that's interesting, and a Thrilling Encore. The print quality has just been terrible. We've also had issues. Fertile Ground's decent. Issues where cards have been curling like crazy, especially foils. And so overall, it's just not been very good at all. But it looks like they're kind of heading in a direction that hopefully will fix that. Goblin Raise Runners and a Chain Lightning. There we go. I don't know if it's gonna. I mean, long term, I don't know how it's gonna go. Obviously, we'll see as time goes on, and hopefully it'll be great. But I will say, it doesn't have that same. This is so weird, but it doesn't have the same smell that the old cards did. And if you have open cards, you know exactly what I mean. Bramble Sovereign, that's a new card that is great. Fogbank. Oops. But I sort of miss the smell, as silly as that sounds. But hopefully that means that the card quality will stick around for a little bit and they're not going to curl like crazy or do anything weird like that. Obviously, we'll see as time goes on, though. So, Sower of Temptation, that's a great reprint, actually. And Beast Within. Very cool. I'm going to push these commons to the side, as they're going to stack up pretty quick. So, yeah, this hopefully is marking the change back to better card quality. Ooh, Diabolic Intent. This card is fantastic. It's basically a tutor where you sacrifice a creature. Oh, and Spell Snare. Wow, this is a great pack. And tutors, it's literally, it costs 1 and a black. You sacrifice a creature, which you can use to benefit you. Insert your library for a card and put that card into your hand. What's really cool, and it doesn't really work very well in this specific set just because there's only 2 Planeswalkers and they're not that great. Regna's Sanction, I believe I'm saying that correctly, is our rare. But what's really cool is you can use Academy Rector, or Arena Rector, I think it's Arena Rector. Which, when it dies, you get to search your deck for a Planeswalker. And so you can use that as the sacrifice outlet and then actually go get a Planeswalker and put it on the battlefield. Great or good, great card. So there's actually some little mini combos you can do with that and do some hopefully really broken stuff. I still really want to find a Doubling Season. I don't actually own a Doubling Season, which is kind of sad. I really want one. Tavern Swindler is a foil. And then last one standing. This rare is insane. So 1 a black and a red for a sorcery. Choose a creature at random and destroy the rest. That is awesome. Like, hugely, hugely powerful. Obviously, it's at random, so it could be your opponent's creature, which would be terrible. But it's a 3-drop board wipe, which is kind of insane. Almost full board wipe, I should say. Oh, here we go. Mystic Confluence. A fantastic rare, very lucrative. Which is always something that you should look for in Magic cards, just because if it's a flexible card and you can use it in multiple situations, obviously that makes it a little bit better. That's kind of why if you played during Return to Ravnica, or really any of the dual color sets and things like that, but Return to Ravnica had the charms, and they were fantastic. Screeching Buzzard and a True Name Nemesis. This card is great. Our second mythic. But yeah, the charms were fantastic, partially because they were cheap. I mean, they only costed 2 to play, which is great, but also because you could choose which effect you wanted, and sometimes you needed a specific effect, and you could have multiple cards, or a card that did multiple things, so it was better in multiple situations. It was great. So this is the Bright Flame and the Bright Spear. These are partners, so as you can see, you get both, which is awesome. Fertilid and Flame Wave Invoker, excuse me. And as you can see, we only get 2 uncommons in that. But yeah, so really, really cool, interesting stuff. Yeah, that's all I had to say about that. I actually lost my train of thought. Sorry, guys. The other thing I did want to mention, though, as we're opening these packs. You may have noticed, in fact, earlier today, hopefully by the time this goes up, it should still be Saturday, but we had Alex stream for us. If you guys don't remember Alex, back in the inception of It Resolves, when it sort of first started becoming something where we wanted to branch out and take things a little more seriously. Seaboard Muse is a great reprint as well. We really wanted to get people to stream, but we just unfortunately didn't have the time, obviously because we were doing the podcast and everything like that. And so there was no way that we were going to reliably be able to stream. And so instead of doing that, we actually got Parks, who has been streaming for us for a little bit again. And then Alex, who is a good friend of ours, to stream for us. Hey, A Core Spirit Dancer, another great reprint. And so for a while, they were both doing it, and it was actually great because it gave us some extra content, which we didn't have before, that we could put out, and hopefully you guys enjoyed and had some fun with. But due to just external circumstances, it didn't. Oh wow, land tax, beautiful art on that. Third mythic. Due to outside circumstances and just timing, it didn't actually stick. Both Parks actually just had internet issues. He was moving at one point. Oh, here we go. Okay, so sorry guys. I don't mean to keep breaking my train of thought, but we actually talked about this on the podcast. We weren't completely positive if you got both of these in the packs because they are partnered with, but it's 2 planeswalkers. So we were like, well, that seems kind of overpowered, but you do, obviously. And that's kind of sweet. We also got Swords of Plowshares, which is great. But yeah, Parks didn't have internet for a while. He was moving. And then Alex, with timing and everything, it just didn't work out with his schedule. And so, unfortunately, we kind of had to, Victory Chimes, by the way, is our rare. We had to call it quits with the streaming for a little bit, which was awful because obviously that's an avenue of content that we wanted to pursue and that it seemed like at least you guys enjoyed. But with the timing of everything else and the importance of the podcast over most other videos, it just didn't really work. Got a Foiled Giants and a Morphic Pool. It just didn't work out. And so it was kind of unfortunate, but we put it by the wayside for a while. Really, I mean, I think they were streaming for us maybe in the fall of last year. And so it's been a good 6-7 months, if not more, since they've really streamed for us. And so finally we got to talk with Parks once we got the Cardsphere sponsorship. Shout out to Cardsphere, by the way. Once we got the sponsorship with them, we decided, okay, well, we can put what little bit of money we can use into, hey, there we go, Spell Snare, into building up some MTGO resources, like spending some money on some cards there. And that way we have sort of a unified It Resolves account that he can play on. And he decided, wow, another mythic, Stunning Reversal. That way, we could all go on at some point and play if we wanted to, but it could obviously be Parks as sort of the main spearhead for that. And so that was only a couple weeks ago, actually. He did start streaming for us, and he's having fun with it, and hopefully you guys are too. And then Alex reaches back out finally. Very excited to hear from Alex again. And says, hey, I've got some free time now. Can we work something out, basically? And so we talked with him a little bit, and we got to an agreement. Pierre's Whim is our rare. Oops, there we go. Genesis Chamber is an interesting card, by the way. Fringe modern deck. And so we've talked with him, and he actually streamed for us this past week. One of his videos is already up. I think I mentioned already, but he does have another one that I think we're going to release Tuesday. Nixithid, that's an interesting card. And so he's, I think, going to be jumping back into the Road to 100 Wins series. If you guys watched that, it was basically Commander where he's trying to get 100 wins before he gets 50 losses. It's a very long-term goal, but it's actually really exciting to watch. And so he's going to be jumping into that and also streaming some Arena, which we talked about streaming kind of early on. When I actually ended up with a beta key, just a personal beta key. And so I, played it a little bit and thought, hey, maybe that's a good thing to stream. Tidespout Tyrant's a good card too. But it never really took fruition. And last 2 packs, by the way. Finally, Alex decided, you know what, I've got a beta key, let's just do it. And so he's going to be streaming mostly Arena and a little bit of Commander, it looks like. While Parks, I think, is also going to do some Commander, but also going to do a bunch of drafting and things like that. Foil Trooper and a Mind Blade Render, excuse me. So we do have our streamers back. Hopefully you guys are excited about that. But we are on the last pack of this Battlebond box. Hopefully we get something good. This box has been great, actually. So land a Spire Garden. I'm fine with that, actually. I like these lands a lot. They're great for Commander, as well as just playing in Battlebond. But that's going to do it for this. Really quick, we'll go through our mythics. We actually got 6, which is kind of insane. So obviously the 2 Planeswalkers, that's exciting to get. Land Tax and True Name are fantastic. Stunning Reversal is decent. It's not a trap card, but it's just kind of, it feels that way. And actually Bramble Sovereign I really like. So a great box, actually. I'm really happy with this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you again to Grand Slam Comics and Collectibles for sponsoring this video, and hopefully we will get to open some more on the channel very soon. Until then, though, go enjoy and like and comment on all of our videos. Hopefully you guys enjoy those as well. But until the next time, I will see you later. Thanks for watching, guys.